Hey Freedom Family, this is Mark, and man, I'm glad you're back at _freedom for life _ You've come on the right day because today we're going to talk about how to build your self-image, and I've got a good news for you. We're going to tell you the first secret on building your self-image, and I'm going to give you a guarantee that if you put these tools into action, it'll change your life forever. So let's get started, shall we? And as we get started today, let me not forget to tell you, hey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the content, any of the tools, truths, or knowledge that we are imparting to really build the community and build this freedom journey. And also hit that notification again every single week. There's stuff that you're going to want to hear. And hit that like button if what we're doing is resonating with your heart and where you're at in your journey. I am so glad that you're here. And so today we are talking about building self-esteem, and I do have a secret I believe that is going to change your life forever. But I don't know about you. In my life, I've tried to build my self-image by what I've done, right? What's the resume, what's the diplomas on the wall, or whatever it is that we're using. I've also tried to figure out, hey, how do I continue to build my self-image by affirming myself and saying those good affirmations, and neither one of them's worked out very well. Have you been there? In my life, what I found is one of the biggest struggles in me finding happiness and fulfillment. One of the biggest struggles I've had is my self-image, what I believe that I am, who I've seen myself being, and in that, I don't know about you, but in my life, limiting the things that I was willing to do or the areas where I was going to succeed. And even when I was doing things, right, getting my college degree or whatever, it was this mental wrestling match. Have you ever been there? Where you're trying to succeed at something, trying to do well at something, and still a voice in your head says, you're going to fail, it's not going to work. I don't know, am I the only one who's been there? So in building your self-image, I know that there's some truths, and the first truth I'm going to give you is this. Sometimes the biggest thing you can learn about building your self-image is this: understanding who you're not. And that first level of understanding who you are not is understanding this: you're more than your life experiences. Sometimes the way that we are wired, we understand ourselves more from our failures than our successes. The things that don't go right? That time that I tried out for that sports team and I didn't get on it, that relationship with somebody that didn't work out, or that promotion that didn't happen that I desired. The things that we try to do in our life that we fail at sometimes speak so loudly that we start to feel like that's who we are. You know, we don't call ourselves a loser, but we don't try things because we think we're going to lose. We don't call ourselves a failure, but we don't raise our hand to go into those areas where it may be challenging and we may not succeed. Not understanding or understanding who you're not starts with this: understanding that you're more than your life experiences. I think of so many people throughout time, where Abraham Lincoln, who failed at getting elected in almost every political office before he became president. Thomas Edison, and those stories are, legend about how he tried 1,000 times or more before he actually created a light bulb. Anybody you could look at, even some of these amazing YouTube or Instagram gurus, right, who have been toiling in anonymity, nobody knows who they are for years, with no subscribers, nothing going on, and they blow up, and all of a sudden we think that's who they are. Our experiences are not who we are. They're just a portion of our life, a portion of our story. And so the very first pillar, the very first level is this: you're more than your experiences. So we have this first level of understanding that we're more than our experiences, right? The you that you're not. The second level is this: you're more than the things people say about you and who they say that you are. I don't know about in your life, we've talked about this before, but do you know that there's people that actually criticize? I'm not sure if you know this. There are people who are actually going to put you down for your looks or your abilities or the things that you do. Ridicule that you get, maybe from people that even are supposed to like you and supposed to care for you. The challenge is that sometimes when we hear those things about us, especially when it comes from somebody who we think is supposed to care for us, maybe our parents, maybe our friends, maybe our Instagram buddies, when they slam you on something or don't like something that you think is important, all of a sudden that starts to tell me that maybe I'm not important and maybe I don't matter. And that's absolutely a lie in our lives. You're more than the things that people tell about you or the people that say about you. I remember this one guy said something that stuck with me forever. He said this: nobody ever erects a statue or builds a monument to a critic. You'll find critics throughout your life. Anybody ever been there? But understand this: understanding who you're not Sometimes the biggest truth of who I'm not is, I'm not who you say I am. And so we have the first level, and the first level is I'm more than my experiences. The second level is this, hey, I'm more than who you say I am. And the third level is this, and this is the challenging one maybe, I'm more than who I believe I am sometimes. Believe it or not, when we have these experiences in life that challenge us, that tell us that, hey, we're not successful at everything. It reminds me of my child. And even in my childhood, have you ever been at that stage or age of your life where you were fearless? Where you didn't think that anything could hurt you? We have a puppy at our house, and this puppy will jump out of your arms, will jump out of a car, will jump anywhere. Because he's so small, he hasn't understood yet that he could get hurt. Have you ever been there? Those experiences and those things that people have said hurt you so much that all of a sudden I start to believe my self-image. I start to believe I am who they say I am who my experiences are, and I have this voice inside my head that says, you're not that person, you can't do that. It's not just the outside things that happen, it's what we believe, internalize, and take as our own, where we say, hey, this is who I am. I'm not meant to succeed, I'm not meant to be happy in relationship. Let me ask you this, what if that's a lie? Would you be open to the fact that maybe you have been wrong about who you are? That maybe you're greater than all of these things that have come against you? These things that you've pulled together and said, well, this is who I am and I'm nothing more. What if you're greater than that? What if there's more on the inside of you than you could have even imagined, and that your successes and your failures aren't going to tell you who you are anymore? The first secret is this, understanding who I'm not, and in that, being open to the possibility that I'm more than that. I guarantee you are. And I guarantee you that if you can take on this tool, this first secret, and make it your own this week, your life's going to look different. Your outlook is going to look different. Your attitude is going to look different. And I think everything around you is going to look different. Hey, this is the first secret of building your self-image. It's not the only one. We're going to have a second secret next week. Another tool for you to build on. I just want to give you enough to grab a hold of and use this week, and then next week we'll do more. My name is Mark. I am so glad that you're here. _freedom for life _ If this is resonating with you, would you please hit a like button, and do me a favor. Tell me in the comments what's going on in your life. We are building a community here, a freedom community, and I want you to be a part of that, and I want to know where you're coming from. Hey, and subscribe, of course, because we got more tools, more truths, more knowledge that we're going to give you. Notification, like, subscribe, and do this for me. Believe it just for a week and see if it doesn't change your life forever. We will see you next week. Have a great week.